She did 2 scenes, but the scene that I saw first was the eulogy, the some infinities are bigger than other infinities eulogy. And she was like, I'd seen that eulogy performed by many hundreds of very talented actresses, but like 4 words into it, I was like, I can't believe I replied to that very nice email from Shailene Woodley that she sent me months ago saying, that's all very nice, but I'm not a casting director. And I was like, oh God, what do we have to do? And I called the producer. I mean, it was just so beautiful. She sounded like Hazel. I mean, she was Hazel. She had become Hazel for me immediately, and has been the sort of visual manifestation of Hazel for me ever since. Really, without fail, everything that she said, and she even had the kind of pattern of speech down, like it sounded in my mind, like almost like a supernatural ability to like understand this person that I had imagined. But the most amazing thing to me was what was happening in her eyes when she wasn't talking, like in the little pauses when she was gathering herself. She was looking, this sounds weird to say, but her eyes were doing the things that the book was trying to do with words. It's weird. I don't know how you do that. She's got weird, crazy, talented eyes. And yeah, so like I watched the end of the audition, I called the producer of the movie and I was like, what do we have to do to get her to do it? Like, should I call her? Should I go to her house? Should I? And he was like, don't do any of those things. We'll deal with it.
Thanks, John.
So we have another question. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Sabrina and I'm from McKinney, Texas.
Nice. And
You and a lot of
Love
people.
you.
And what's your question?
Society puts a lot of emphasis on women and their hair. How hard was it for you to cut all your hair off?
Oh man, I love this question.
It's a great question.
It's such a great question. So I'm just gonna ramble for a second. I for a long time had really long hair because I have Native American roots, and I thought it was like this cool sort of strength for like a woman to have long hair and to grow it out. And according to like Native American tradition, hair was a symbol of strength and of power and of like commitment to self. And so for a long time, that's why I never cut my hair. And then this opportunity came about, and it was so beautiful for me. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of being selfish hogging all this hair. And the fun thing about hair is, if most of the time, if you're lucky, it grows back, which is kind of funny that it has the ability to do that. So I thought it would be really neat to cut my hair and to give it to somebody who maybe didn't have the ability to grow it back. And then the super cool thing, which if you haven't heard about this yet, maybe I'd ask you to consider today, is we did this, Fox and John and a few other people came together and started this thing called Hair for Hazel, which basically we sent out through social media, encouraging others around, I guess, the world. Social media is crazy that way. Around the world to do the same thing if they felt willing to cut their hair. So it was really liberating for me, and now I feel like I'll never have long hair again because it's so much fun to have short hair. But if you do have long hair and you don't feel that attached to it and you want to like go on a little hair adventure, cut it off and donate it to some amazing company.
All right, I think we got like 2 more. Let's see here. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Dee Dee and I'm from Dripping Springs.
And what's your question?
Okay, my question is for the Heckarad Shailene, and I wanted to know what the process was that you had to go through to play someone with cancer, like knowing that you'd never gone through something like that before.
That's a great question. You know, for me, it wasn't that hard because I don't believe that cancer defines a person. So I wasn't playing a 16-year-old who had cancer. I was playing a 16-year-old who was falling in love for the first time and who was going through the process of kissing a guy and going to Amsterdam with him and dealing with loss and grief and excitement and adventure and all of these things that we all go through at that beautiful time and at that age. And then the cancer, I mean, for me, I met with some people who did have something similar to what Hazel had, just to bring the physicality of what it would be like to breathe with oxygen or to have to breathe with oxygen. But other than the physical aspects of what Hazel had, I completely disregarded it because that again, it doesn't define who you are. And so that was sort of my process. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.